Hey guys, this is Trading Bruce with a quick update on the market. I wanted to jump in here real quick and talk about this. We've had a pretty decent amount of selling here in the last couple of days. This is the SPY. Let me show you here. Just go to 20-day, and everything's going great, and we're up and away, and now we're coming back down. Now we're coming into the Jackson Hole Summit Friday. Sorry, this is Wednesday. And what's going to happen, I don't think much is going to come out of that. But let me show you what I've found in the way of hedging out here. I'm always tracking volume, and I'm looking for anything that stands out, and I found quite a few things. I've been tracking a lot of big butterfly hedges, and let me show you what I found here. So last month, I took a screenshot of this. This is SPY. And I saw this. This is 100,000 contracts by 200,000 by 100,000. That's pretty decent size, right? So that's probably not a retail trader. 100,000, 200,000, 100,000. That's a butterfly, right? And this is volume on the day it happened. And I was able to drill down and find out that these were bought, these were sold, these were bought. So we know, in fact, that yes, that is a butterfly, right? And I track these all the time, and I find them all the time too. So that was last month. Check this out. This was for September. But interestingly enough, what I found, I'll go over here to the trade tab, that was September. Now, if you look at it now, it's still there. It's a 425, 475, 525, right? It's still there. It's harder to see. There's 117 there, 211 and 130, so it's kind of blended in with some other stuff, but it's still there. So let me show you what that trade looks like. It's right there, 100,000 contracts, right? So that's about a $3.6 million trade, and if we get down here, it's worth about a max profit over here. That's $400 million, $500 million. So the risk reward is just way off the top. I suspect this is being done for a delta hedge of either maybe some SPY or something that's SPI, heavily SPY correlated, right? So here's where it gets interesting. So that was for September, and I found the same scenario in October. Check this out. So the first one, and we do these in my trading room, we found them. I'm always looking. I found them pretty often. So this one was a 405, 505, 455, right there, butterfly. And that one was the first one. And then they overlaid another one, 430, 480, 530. So 430 to 530. And 405 to 505, right? So that looks like that. So there's two, and these are 100,000 contracts. That's the reason it catches my eye. If it was 3,000 or 5 or even 10, not a big deal. 100,000, yeah, that catches my attention. So let me show you what that looks like. And again, I saw those on the day they were traded, so I know that they were indeed butterflies, and I know they were indeed bought. But check this out. So there's the first one, and there's the second one. They overlap right there. So whoever is doing this, and if the person that's doing this is seeing this video, get in touch with me. I want to talk to you. So this is $5.7 million over here. You see $5.7 million cost. Max profit here is $744 million. That would be pretty, that'd be a pretty good day, right? Now, in order to get that, of course, you'd have to hold this to the end. But there's 300 million, 400, 500, 600, 700 million dollars, 800 million dollars for 5 million of risk. Now they've got negative 225,000 delta here. Again, they're probably trying to hedge off a long position in probably, I would think, SPY maybe, and flatten out their T+1 line, all that kind of stuff, which saves this if we go down, but also gives them kind of a home run here if we go down, right? So it's kind of a win-win. What I've noticed, I've been tracking these probably for, I don't know, a couple years. They seem to be getting larger. They used to be 50,000, 75,000. They're getting larger here. And again, that sounds like a crazy amount of money, but if you're managing $1 billion, that's pocket change, right? So here's the last interesting part. Why are they targeting? There's 480 down to 450. That's where they want their max profit to be in this scenario. Why are they targeting that? Right here, 480. That means all the way back down here is what someone is potentially positioning for. Check this out. 480. It's right there. So pretty interesting. Interesting trade. It just, again, I've been tracking that for a while, and when I see it, I like to point it out just to give the other side of the coin. I'm still bullish, but obviously there's some cracks in the ice appearing here, and we can see it. And we do need a pullback. Everybody knows it's coming. We need a pullback in order to keep things healthy to then go to the upside. And we're getting rate cuts, supposedly in September or whatever. So I'm not sure what's going to take us down here unless something pretty catastrophic happens. But somebody is positioning for that possibility at least. Now, this line right here is our T+1 line. We could, they could scalp out of this thing at any point in time if we go down. But what I've seen is they have not been scalping these out. They've been letting them run to the very end. So that's pretty interesting. I thought I'd point that out. We'll keep an eye on the VIX. I know the VIX is increasing September and October, the volatility of the VIX actually. So keep an eye on things and keep tight stops, and really start to keep an eye on things because it's getting very interesting here. So anyway, hope that helps. Let me know if I can help. Let me know. Give me your comments on this. Let me know what you think. Oh, and I forgot to mention, you can find me at Simpler Trading in the bias room. I'll put a link down below. Check that out. And again, let me know if I can help. Thanks. Take care.